can hear me pretty well, because I got a loud voice, so.
That's good.
That's really what I want, is them to hear the voice. All right, so, the last section, 6.4, we're gonna talk about mortgages. One thing that this book does not take into effect is, when you get older, Derek, when you pay a mortgage, you'll make your mortgage payment. When you make your payment, there's actually 3 things that you make payments on. Okay?
Great.
Well, it goes into 3 categories.
I'm interested.
One is your principal. So, i.e., what do I owe? The second one goes to the interest. So every month, that clock that keeps counting up. And then the third one goes to your
Oh, okay. I was wondering,
escrow.
okay, I was like 3, okay.
What is escrow?
Yeah.
Escrow is, no kidding, things I wish someone would have taught me in college. Escrow is, no kidding, your property taxes and your insurance. So when you buy the house, what happens? You'll go out and buy this house. And then the loan, the bank makes you go find a company to insure the house, sometimes even the loan itself. And then also, so you get the insurance, and then also, you have to pay property taxes. No one wants to pay a $3,000 bill at once.
No.
Nope, none of us do. So what they do is, let's say right now, they'll go, your estimated sales tax will be, or the property tax will be this next year. So for example, I think right now our loan, our house in North Dakota was like 1667 or something like that, or 61, something like that. Of that, like 550 is only on the principal, because it's a 30-year loan. That's what it's like.
It's depressing.
It is so depressing.
Yeah.
So depressing. Maybe it's 550, 560, 800, no, it's like 700, 800. This is interest. Sorry, oh yeah, that's interest, sorry. And then the remainder, the $350, is the escrow. So when people go, yeah, my house payment's gonna be this. No, it's gonna be this. You gotta throw on the insurance and the other stuff as well. All right, what we're gonna focus on is primarily this principal and interest part in 6.4. All right, so for example, on 271 where it picks up, yep, cannot wait to sell my house. Cannot wait to get rid of that thing. You'll notice that the equation, by the way, for our payments on the house looks very, very, very similar to what we just got done with.
Mm-hmm, the annuities.
Yep, looks almost like the payment for annuity equation, right? Actually, yeah, close, but it's 1 minus. Yep, that's the only thing that's different. So the rest of it should be pretty straightforward. So it'll be your monthly payment is equal to B times R over N. So that's why I kind of slowed down, and if you got the first, section 1 builds on section 2. So if we repeated it enough, you see, oh, okay. Not much that changes here, yeah. All right, and that's all over now. Instead of, it's flipped, so it's gonna be 1 minus 1 plus R over N to the NT power.
Negative N.
Yeah.
Oh, negative N, thank you, right there.
Okay.
Okay, so there's the 2 things that are different. This is flipped, this used to be over here, and that's now a negative power. Okay, so B is your,
What amount of money borrowed?
okay, so that would be the borrowed amount. Okay, R is your rate, again. N is,
Number of payments,
okay,
which is the same as the compounding.
okay, so there you go, apparently this mortgage payment is compounded monthly. Okay, makes me wonder, I think it is then. T would be time in years,
Yes.
and that should be it. NRT, yep, payment checks. Okay, so again, like I said, it's gonna look very similar to what you have been doing. So we'll look at the, okay, so number 1, a couple is wanting to buy a house in the Midwest, has finally found a house that they think is right for them. The house costs $300,000 a year. Okay, that house is clearly in North Dakota and the oil boom. Alright. 300,000 and be financed with a fixed rate mortgage, 30 years. So T is equal to 30.
Yes.
The rate R is 4.6?
4.8.
4.8%, which is 0.048. Okay.
Compounded monthly.
Thank you. So N is 12. Okay. The second part says they're gonna make a down payment, I believe, right? Yep.
Yeah.
They decide to make a 5% down payment and 1.5 points must be paid to the bank at closing. Okay? So it's asking for two parts here. So there will be payments, points, and everything. They want to make a 5% down payment and then 1.5 points at closing. And we'll explain what points are in a second. Okay? So part A. Part A says we got to determine what is the down payment. All right? Down payment. Down payment is 5% of the value. So 5% of 300,000, which is equal to 0.05 times 300,000.
15 grand.
15 grand. Okay. So we know 15 grand is what? Yep,
The down
is the down payment is going to be. Okay. So this part A. Part B says, well, how much do you, okay, so that's the down payment, how much are you borrowing? Okay, so we know, well, 300,000 was what it cost, minus 15,000 gets us to,
285,000.
yep, 285,000. Okay. The next one says, what is the price of the 1.5 points at closing? Okay.
I've never bought points.
I've never understood points.
Yeah.
I just asked the lender when we did the house, what's the best thing for me? And he goes, well, yeah, and I was like, I'm willing to take a little bit of higher interest rate to get better in the long term or whatever. So
Is it, if his interest rate in here is 4.8%, is the interest rate. If he buys 1 point or 1.5 points for 42.75, does that mean his interest rate's gonna be 3.3?
So 1.5 points represents 1.5% of the amount borrowed. These points should be thought of as a bank fee.
What do they do for you?
So usually, if you get a bank fee, you're gonna get something in return. Either you'll get a lower interest rate, or usually it's a lower interest rate or a lower payment.
Okay.
Yep, I think that's what we got. I took 1.5 points so that I could get the lowest interest rate, I think is what I had. But that's how I got a 3.5% interest rate on the house,
Okay.
so it's not too bad.
No, no.
Considering what it is today, like around 4.5, 5, and then
Are they now?
I think 4.5. Last one I saw.
I haven't done anything with that. Well, I sold it, but I didn't do anything with it for a long time.
So part C is what is the price of the 1.5% closing? Okay, so part C says 1.5 points at closing. Okay, the house, then we're gonna close and borrow 285. So think of this as 1.5%. So that would be 0.015 times 285,000. Which when you multiply that out, that's equal to
4,275.
4,275?
Yes.
Okay. There you go. Okay. So what will usually happen is you can roll that fee into the
Mortgage.
into the mortgage. Why not? which apparently this problem assumes that you pay for it. You make the payment, yeah, you pay the $42.75. Okay, because part D says now, what is the monthly payment? Okay, so now we come over to our equation. Payment is equal to, we're gonna borrow $285,000 times your rate, which is zero, yeah,
0.048?
over 12. That's your numerator. I will say this, Kev, you seem to be picking this up a lot faster than normal. I don't know if it's a smaller space or just a tailored approach here or what.
Probably more interaction.
Okay, I'm glad to know that. I'll probably start interacting more. All right, and now we look at the denominator. So now we got 1 minus quantity 1 plus that 0.048 divided by 12. Now to the negative 12 times 30 power. All right. You guys see how we plugged everything in there? Okay. Now we'll go back and do the math.
Numerator first?
Yeah, we'll do the numerator first. Why not? So what do you get for the, let's see, I'll go first. 0.048 divided by 12 times 285,000. I got 23,750. Did you guys get that? Oh, maybe I screwed up here. Hold on.
0.048 divided by 12.
Divided by 12 times. Oh, yeah, I screwed up big time. Whew, where'd I get that number from?
Fat fingered.
Yeah, I did. I got 1140. That's better. Okay. Now we'll go look at the denominator here. All right, 1 minus, what do you get in the parentheses right here?
1.004.
Okay, one more decimal?
No,
Oh, it stops right there, huh?
yeah,
Oh, wow, okay. And that is to the 12 times 30. What is
negative 360.
Okay. All right. You see how we let me know when you get
So you did the parentheses first, right?
yep, just yeah, the parentheses first. So
Uh,
0.048 divided by 12.
Gotcha, yeah,
Yep.
that's what I was doing.
Okay.
I was starting to complete the whole thing.
It's just like PEMDAS again, do the multiplication division first and then the add. So the 0.048 divided by 12, get that number down, add the 1.
Got it.
Okay, so now if we take the 1.004 to the negative, so you'll type it in your calculator like this. Okay, so then, so you got 1140 divided by 1 minus 0.23761. All right, when I do the denominator, I get 1140 divided by 0.7624. And then my monthly payment becomes, hold on 1 second, $14.95. and some change. Make that 30. Is that what you guys got?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Escrow.
Yeah, exactly, but it probably doesn't make us do it.
No,
New.
I didn't see it in there.
And then last but not least, how much interest is paid? So part E, so there's 5 parts to the problem. E now asks, how much interest is paid? How much do these bloodsuckers get you for? Okay, so you made, we'll say, how about this, we'll use 14.95, 30. Because again, we'll all have different numbers rounded. All right, and I made how many payments? Or sorry, that's per month. Okay, so I did it for 30 years. So I multiplied by 30 years. And how many months are there in a year? 12. So if I multiply all of that out, 14.95 times 30 times 12, I got 538, 200. And so at the end of the 30 years, this is how much I'm paying on the loan. So that's how much I paid on the loan. Okay? But when I bought the house, it was worth 285. All right? So then I take this number here, 538, 200, minus 285. When I do that, I get
A lot of money to the bank.
253, 200.
The bank keeps all of that money.
All that money. That's why your generation is walking away from buying houses. From buying things. Why not share? Or why not just rent? So if you want to make money, you can be on that side of the table if you want to make money. So on these mortgage problems, there's going to be 5 steps. Number 1, down payment. If there's not a down payment, skip it. Okay? Because then you know, then that's our borrowed number. That's what we're working with. So no down payment, that's our borrowed number. So we can skip part B. If it has points, calculate the points. Pretty straightforward again. It's just the percent of what you're borrowing. Run the payment calculation. And again, I wrote this out so you had how to type that in your for your calculator. And then last but not least is, okay, so that's my monthly payment. Now I want to know how much I paid in interest. My monthly payment times 30 years times 12, the years times the months, my total, and then subtract the original borrowed, gets me that interest. All right. You guys want to do one more, or what do you guys want to do? One more? We'll call,
Friday night.
one more, we'll call it a night. Your son's sitting home, he's got questions to ask. Dad! I got this mental picture of him as like Bobby Hill. I don't know why. Like, Dad!
No.
Dad!
It could be, though. You could do a little brown version of Bob Hill.
Oh, that's right.
It could be.
Touche. All right, so the rest of the problems, 2 monthly mortgage payment, there's the interest, down payment, points. Yeah, it's the exact same format. Okay? So we'll run through this one real quick.
You taking the train tonight or tomorrow morning?
It's tomorrow morning. I think I leave at like 7. This one's a little pricier. It was like €50. So I came over here in like 20.
Did you get the upgraded seat?
I reserved my seats. That's why it was a little bit more expensive this time. I'm taking a regional, or no, sorry, intercity. So it's not an ICE, so it's one down. Still take 2 hours to get there. And then the Airbnb where they're staying is like about a 30-minute walk. So if they're not awake when I get there, then I'll just walk. I'm not gonna pay the taxi this time. Listen to some music on the way over there. And then I think we're gonna go to Therma Erding, which is the huge thermal spa and water park in Erding, Germany, which is over by Munich. It's all indoors, outstanding. And then we're gonna go to an after party. They have tickets to the after party at Oktoberfest and then we'll drive back Sunday morning. Some of our friends, they're gonna come with us, some of the friends are gonna come with us.
I'm over and
So-
sick.
So that means I'll be driving.
Mm.
I like I said, didn't have that much, but I was just like, ugh. I wasn't hungover at all, I just felt like, shit,
Yeah.
it's amazing. Don't get old. Okay? You can figure out a way to beat it. Alright, so the next one, number 2, says a couple wants to buy the same house in the Midwest, which they think is just right for them. The house, 3, wait a minute, we just,
Yeah, I think we did.
oh, it's the same thing, what's the difference? They decide to make a 25% and 2 points. Okay, so that's the only thing that's different. Okay, so,
Ooh, 10 years at 4.3%.
so, 10 years. Okay, so 10 years, 10-year loan.
At 4.3%.
Okay, so that would be 0.043.
Yep,
They want to do 25%,
yep, and 2 points.
2 points. Okay. So first is the down payment, A. So the down payment, in this case, they're gonna put 25% down, so it's 0.25 times 300,000, which is 35 grand? It's only 35?
No, I said 75 grand.
Oh, I was, okay. Wow, where do they have 75 grand?
Is it really 75 grand? Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's why I was like, I thought you said 35. I was like, I can't be 35. Because 10 is 30%. Okay, so there's that. So we know we're gonna now borrow 225,000. Right?
Mhm.
300 minus 75. Okay? Part C says the points. So it says 2 points. So that's 2%. So 0.02 times 225. And this is a bank fee, which is what, Derek? What'd you get?
4,500.
Okay. And again, we're gonna assume they're not rolling that into the loan. Okay, part D now says the payment.
So that's good.
Okay, so payment is equal to, they're gonna borrow 225,000. Interest rate is 4.3%.
I'm sorry, so 0.043.
Yep.
Over 12.
And then your denominator will be 1 minus 1 plus our fraction to the negative n, which is 12.
Why'd you get 0.48?
Who do what?
No, I'm sorry, I'm just mumbling. Don't pay no attention.
Oh, we're not the last ones. All right, let me know when you get all of that filled in. Any questions on where any of that comes from?
No, not this time.
Okay, we'll do the numerator first. You do the numerator first. I got 0.043 divided by 12. I got 806.25.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now I'm going to do the parentheses part here. I got 1.00358 to the negative 120.
Mm-hmm.
Now if I do the 1.00358, I hit that in my calculator. I got, come over here so I get some room here, zero, oh, sorry, 80625 divided by 1 minus 0.651. Yeah, we'll round off there.
Fat finger this thing.
No worries, I'll slow down here. Alright, so then if I do the denominator, I get 806.25 divided by, oops, but I have 0.349. When I do that math, I get monthly payment of $23.10.17. All right. Last part asks again for the interest. All right. So part E. So we take 23.10.17, multiply it by 10 years times 12 months. Our total amount we pay, about $277,220. All right, if we subtract the 225, oh, we have about, wow. So versus, what was that, 200,000? A 10-year loan?
Yeah, that's interest. Now
Payment has gone up
you're eating ramen. for
$800.
$1.
Yeah,
Plus your escrow, oh.
Yeah.
That's not even calculated in that.
yeah, your escrow's not, so add on another $300, $400, depending on interest, yeah. All right. Any questions on mortgages? Okay. Standard, do you go through the homework? Again, your homework, so have something uploaded by Tuesday. Like I said, we've gone over a lot. We finished out chapter 5, 6. Probably do look at some 6, do a few problems. You can upload that for homework.
I'll do this this weekend.
I think I'm late. I was gonna upload the quiz last night, I didn't. I'll do that tonight. When I get home, I'll make that due Thursday, quiz 3. And I'll probably upload quiz 4 and get that going as well.
Yeah, quiz 2.
No worries, because you've been gone. See you guys Tuesday night, Thursday night, and then,
Friday again.
yeah, next Friday. So, and then I gotta get the seal of approval, how we're gonna finish it out, so. But yeah. Awesome. You guys got any other questions or anything like that?
Shit.
Where do babies come